Hello, my viewers, and welcome to Tips TV. I was muted for a moment there, and I guess Winter decides that she's done with her dinner. I have decided that I was going to do a couple things for this video. Oh, it's raining. Of course it's raining. So...
Oh my, it's raining again. Fortunately, it won't affect my electronics.
That's good, Donovan. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. So, for this video, what we're going to do is we're going to do two things. One, we're going to do.
It's astounding how much we still have to discover out here.
Thanks, McCready. Interruptions are exactly what I'm looking for. We're going to do what I call the settlement shakeup, where we change up our settlement a bit. I've already kind of started working on it. That would be the first portion of this video. And then the rest of the video, we're going to go and scout for more magazines, because I like collecting the magazines. We got all the Tales of Junk Down Jerky vendor. We might do the U.S. Covert Operations Manual next. I'm not entirely sure yet. That or we'll do picket fences. Picket fences are like 2 more to collect. Maybe 3. I don't know how many different types of magazines there are in the game. I have no idea. But anyway, let's do this settlement shakeup. So, I call it a settlement shakeup because we've had the same settlement build for a while now, and I figure I want to kind of fine-tune the actual the actual design. D-Chat says, "LO ads for tasers." Well, I guess that makes sense. So when we enter in here, usually it's this one room, and then there's a door leading to the chem room. We are no longer gonna have a chem lab. It was just too empty. So I knocked down a couple of the walls, the ones that were right here, and I put in a TV area. I'm sure everybody will appreciate that. I don't know if everybody still likes to use the lounge, but there's now a TV area where everybody can sit down, smoke, whatever. There is a smoking ashtray right there. I might put a couple more because everybody I know smokes weed. I put a weight machine that actually does work. I could use it, but I don't feel like getting the animation right now. And then this is all the same. I moved the chem workbench over here just because I feel like it should still be there. Everybody's eating dinner before we head out. This thing I'm gonna leave here. I was gonna add another table, but I figured why. See, like everybody still uses this one. Oh yeah, I also was talking to Winter, and Winter explained to me that she doesn't like watching movies and TV because it's not that I can't pick a movie. It's just that we're always watching the same shit. Apparently she's sick of Tubi. She wants to get Hulu and Netflix back. I'm hoping when my next paycheck hits, well, okay.
My systems are continuing to function at peak efficiency.
It's not really that I get paychecks. I get payments for jobs that I've done. Mowing lawns, whatever. People owe me money. Somebody, the money that people owe me, and there's like a few people, it will total up to about $3,500 to $4,000. So I'm hoping that people start paying me soon, because then I can get things that I need. But regardless, I add a couple of clocks, that digital clock over there. We'll watch Netflix and Hulu when the time comes. I also cleared out most of this room. We had a lot of furniture that we don't use. So I figured I'd put these magazine racks here, wipe out all the furniture that was there. I put up 2 walls. Me and Winter's room is combined, but the doorway to each room, Tibbs and Winter. And in case you're wondering, there is a mod. Give it a second to load. It's going to take 20 years. It's like custom signs, I think it was. Let me see here. Custom signs. That's how I did Winter and Tibbs. It's pretty simple. I just go in and put letter by letter. Anyway, I didn't have to put the wood signs behind it. I could just put the letters, but I figured instead of doing the beams on the wall, you know what I mean? I moved I get rid of the dresser because it was always empty. I think I might. No, the suitcase is kind of a nicer aesthetic to it. I put this thing from here to there. Got rid of the dresser. I found out that I could put toolboxes and boxes underneath the beds. So Winter's got a couple boxes. I got a couple. This one here's got the mysterious experiment that we could use to save Sean if we had the mod for it. Then I put the locker here. Winter will have access to weapons primarily. And then I put these things closer together and put them right there. Then I also cleared out some of these things with the food crate here. There's a hamper if you get your dirty laundry. And that's pretty much all of it. There's more that I could do, but I figured this was enough. So this is the overall new, I don't know what space this is. This is like the display room, and then this is our bedroom. Me and Winter get our own bedroom. Fred, I'll give you a bedroom at some point. Everybody's eating dinner. I like how Michael Myers just decides to write over what Winter's writing. Michael Myers is, I made him taller. The cheat terminal adjusts height. No, actually it's Wintermute Companion adjusts height. So he's significantly taller than everybody. That means his animations are a lot higher up too. Everybody's taking notes right now. They're just really. I did not change anything up here. I just haven't wanted to yet. And this, I still don't know what I want to use the space for. Beyond that, I swapped out the generators. It's the 100 generators instead. And then I think that's everything that I did. All the rest is the same. But I think it was enough of a change up that we have.
My databanks are continuing to accumulate vast amounts of data regarding the Commonwealth.
That's good, Donovan. I'm so happy for you. I figured this is enough of a change. Ada, you can move now.
Yes, I'll take care of it.
She hasn't moved from that spot.
Very well, I'll remain here.
Let's see if she does. Who knows? She might be lying. The power armor room I want to expand upon. I want to put it so like there's a different way to do it. I haven't really decided how I want to do it yet, but I know that I want to make this a little more formal. Make it look like there's displays. Like I want to put them close enough to the wall that I can put another wall in front of them, and then open up like a doorway kind of thing, like a closet. And inside each closet is power armor. That's what I would like to do. The problem is that I don't think you can ever get into them again if you try it that way. Because you need to be able to get in and out of the power armor to do that. So it's like the closet door you get in has to be from behind the power armor. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I'm slowly figuring out how I want to set this all up. But you know, I do know that there is glass you could do. If I go here and I go to SOE, because that's the mod that I use, right? Hold on, wrong one. Yeah, that's the one. If I go to SOE, I go to glass, there might be half walls. There might be, yeah, there's half walls. So I can put like a power armor behind this thing and have concrete around it. There's ways that I can do this. I also have to raise the ceiling if the glass isn't tall enough. Or I could do it like this. But I could do it too. I don't know, what I might do is knock the whole thing down and start from scratch. I want to make it look nice. Anyway, so today's itinerary, what are we doing today? We are looking for... I don't know what magazine this is. Alright, we're gonna just go to one of these locations and see what the hell these magazines are. South Boston Military Checkpoint. It's on the metal desk near the east wall. Okay, give it 80 seconds, gotta load.
Emergency protocols 17 Echo Charlie Niner are in effect.
Guns and bullets.
If you were in
Doing a bit of light reading to pass the time.
military checkpoint 3.
Cross
Coordinates are available
list.
in your emergency handbook.
We got Fort Hagen, Fraternity Post 115, Gunners Plaza,
This
Quincy
checkpoint has
Ruins.
been designated as a
And
safe
the
house
last
in
two
case
are
of
going to
enemy
be
invasion,
Boston
and is
Spark
currently
and
stocked with
Ready
additional
to
food,
Reload on
water,
those.
and ammunition. This safe house is for
I
military
suggest we take as
personnel,
much as we can carry.
including non-military family members, will be turned away for matters of national safety. This message will repeat.
I got Fred's just even just drinking. So I guess you have to get to the you have to clear out all the enemies, and you have to clear out the crate. So let's go find a location
This
where
is
that
an
crate is
emergency message to
and
all
test out
Commonwealth
food.
Army soldiers. Emergency protocols 17 Echo Charlie Niner are in effect.
Preferably one that we have not done
If
yet.
you are in distress,
Two
please
Quincy
proceed to the
Ruins.
South Boston Military Checkpoint 3.
Now Quincy Ruins give me on the freeway above, and we're gonna need to clear all the enemies and find the crate, the reward crate, right? If we can do that, then we should be able to clear it. I think it's because you have to clear all the enemies, and then you have to clear out the
What? We're hot!
Last of them.
That's definitely not the last thing. Alright, let's just remove their heads. Come back from the dead. Alright. They can't come back if they're headless. Okay, we're about to walk into the go, God.
Oh, now it's on!
Let's see, we need weapons. Minigun.
Engaging hostile target.
Tess's fist.
I want this
we don't-
one's head!
We don't have a T.
Never fear, sir. We'll emerge victorious.
I'm counting on it. Guys better not let me down. Let me down. Down, down, down. between the two trailers. Probably top level. It makes sense that they'd have all these drugs. All we need is to find ourselves.
Watch out, sir.
There it is. Got it. The rest doesn't matter. And it does. What clear plays out.
Look out.
Down. Heads must be removed. If heads get removed, they don't come back from the dead. Okay, his head does come off.
Engaging hostile target.
Come on, asshole.
Perhaps next time we should scout for a safer way down.
I'll do what I want, but thanks for heads up.
God, I hope there's a bounty on you.
Alright. Let's see. Quincy Ruins. Quincy Ruins. Can you say Quincy? If I say Quincy, you say Ruins. Quincy, bitches. Ooh. Friends. It's not friends. It'd be funny if it was friends. Victory. Stunned. Another. Seaside. Sketchy. Friends. Where's the safe at? So I'm gonna safely assume all the gunners are dead. Quincy ruins are cleared regardless. We're gonna need a lot more
This
ammo.
area could withstand a sustained heavy assault. Impressive.
Alright. Quincy Police Station is cleared. Cat's Garage. I know there's a book out there somewhere. Fudge muffins. Adam Cat's Garage. Says steal. Yet somehow. Ooh, unarmed.
Yeah!
Right. Cat's poetry night. There it is, Hot Rodder. Okay, can mark our Quincy ruins though. Fraternity Post 115. Where the hell would that even be? Fallout 4 Fraternity Post 115. It's heading south on the road to the front of Cambridge Police Station. Okay, where is Cambridge Police Station at? Into the front. Oh. Okay. That for later. Actually, let's do that now. It's radiation over here. Alright, let's see.
simple.
Scared already?
Clumsy.
Damn!
There's no reason to suspect
Look
our
at that leg.
so you just sit back
It's
and
a
enjoy
leg.
some quality music.
I hope you
Anything
like
interesting,
that
sir?
mechanic.
Pass the time.
How about Billie Holiday?
Hey,
How may I be of service?
I think I've lost him.
stop crawling around.
Time to end this. Good riddance.
Perhaps if they're out there, we'll find them. Weapons, sir.
Okay, who's their decorator? The fraternal post 115 has been cleared. Cleared. I think that's the vibe, right? Alright, I got Gunners Plaza and Fort Hagen. God, which one do I feel want to do first? Let's do Fort Hagen. Looks like the storm moving this way. Chats are kind of quiet tonight, aren't they? I've had this theory that my viewers only tune in when there's drama. Maybe that's what my viewers have come to expect. They're like, we're not going to tune in unless he's whining about something. But then what's funny about that is then my viewers complain. They're like, bro, you always seem so unhappy. Which is weird to me, because you either want the drama or you don't. And for some stupid reason, my viewership doesn't want the drama, yet they never tune in unless there is drama. I've never really understood that. Like, that's one of those hilariously stupid things about my audience. I'm not calling my audience stupid. I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's like, do you want the drama or do you not want the drama? Like, why do you not do it? But we don't want to see one happy. Proceeds to never show up until I'm unhappy. Like, you guys have to understand something. If you want me to cover things, like topic-wise, that isn't making everybody absolutely miserable, maybe, I don't know. Maybe tune in on occasion more than just when it's drama. I don't know, I find it kind of funny. Because then they're all like, well, Tibbs, you don't seem happy anymore. Like, well, it's a fair statement. Am I happy and I know it? Clap my hands. If I'm happy and I know it, clap my hands. I forgot where I was going with this. Something stupid, probably, but let's be honest, it's not like until we get tuned in. Until I drop the F-bomb and start calling people names. JD wonders why I called him out. JD's over here like, he just seems upset about something. Well, I gotta like when I was saying that. Huh. Maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe my viewers are trying to let me know, dude. We say we don't like it, but trust me, we love it. Like, I'm starting to wonder. Let's see. D-Chat says, I'd say it's more than a theory. Most YouTube, that's most YouTube viewers generally. Alright. JD's a bitch. There we go. We've already started the conversation. Someone give me a topic. I'll give you guys my uncensored opinion of it. But I need opinions, or I need topics to get her to give opinions. Black people. Let's start with black people. No, I'm kidding. Let's not do a racism right now. I'm kidding. Look, I don't got anything against black people, okay? I say a lot of offensive shit about black people, but I don't have a problem with black people. I just... Sometimes I act like fucking idiots. Oh! Already looted that. Somewhere in this godforsaken place is an oval desk. Jesus H. Christ.
That was clumsy.
Clumsy.
I hope you aren't
I
badly
hope you aren't
damaged.
badly damaged.
I'm fine, McCready Winter. Streamers seem to be more of a we day at no one or evenings thing. Wednesday at noons or evenings thing as a way to get the tension off and maybe watch gameplay when they're at work. But that is just my own off-the-cuff theorizing here. Sunday is one big black hole. I have no idea what anyone is doing on Sundays. From what I understand, Friday evening to Sunday evenings is when everybody tunes into these streams. Hold on, I gotta figure out where Fallout 4 guns and bullets. I need a more descriptive explanation where this thing's at. So we're at Fort Hagen. On the oval table in the kitchen area, top floor, southeast area, access to the parking lot, stairs, or roof entrance. Okay, hold on. So we gotta go up a floor. Oh, cigarettes. I like the mod that lets you smoke cigarettes. I mean, I don't like smoking cigarettes myself. I think cigarettes is just a nasty habit. Could I date a smoker? Yeah, there's a question. Maybe, but there could be no lip contact. If she just smoked. It's like jocks back in the day. Like, bitch, you didn't tell me you were just smoking. Ew. Oh, there it is. What the hell? That is a bit... That's morbid. Okay. The next one's going to be at Gunner's Plaza in the center of the archive room, south side of the second floor. Alright. Let's see. Brazilian girls and how Brazil is cooler in some ways than the USA. Oh, Rostovan's online. Hold on. You want me to talk about Brazilian girls and how Brazil is cooler in some ways than the USA possibly? Well, I know that Brazil has a lot of crime. Like,
This location is certain to continue.
really bad crime. Like, I'm not even shitting you, it's really bad. But Brazilian women are kind of hot. I don't know if it's the dark skin. Look, I may say a lot of offensive shit about black people. I really do. Like, I have a problem, okay? I have a serious problem, right? I'm trying to work on it. Don't judge me. No, I'm kidding. You guys can judge me as much as you want. You're gonna judge me anyway. People are gonna judge me no matter how nice I am. But, something about dark-skinned women is just... Damn. Just hot fucking damn. Well, we're looking for Gunner's Plaza. I'm gonna look it up. For some reason, I'm just lazy today. I don't want to go around searching for it. For Gunner's Plaza. Bam. All right, let's see. Gunner's Plaza. Oh, it's a radio station. I thought it was a star. That's that one. Oh, there's a river in between it. Okay. There's probably... I don't like what they did to the map. They changed the whole map to have textures, and I can't see anything. Oh, dear God, what the hell is it? Okay, hold on. There's a medical plaza, a building, and a church. All by its lonesome. This looks like it. No, this isn't it. There it is. Gunner's Plaza. Alright, we're gonna go to Fallon's department store. Actually, Fallon's department store has another item. Or how McDonald's is better in some other countries than here at home. I don't know. I think it's because they use real, actual ingredients. A lot of the restaurants, it's not just McDonald's, it's like all the fast food restaurants. A lot of it is super processed now, and that makes it taste like shit. Okay, he has a mini nuke, we'll take that. But yeah, the kind of the problem with a lot of fast food nowadays is it's hyper-processed. Hyper-processed food doesn't taste the same. In other countries, they're not using high fructose corn syrup. And that is kind of the problem with American food, is a lot of it's high fructose corn syrup, which, by the way, is in everything. It's in ketchup, it's in Powerade, it's in everything. Why are they giving us syrup? It's a sweetener, it's a sugar thing, basically.
Stubborn. I'll give you that.
But it's almost like they're trying to, like, make everybody diabetic. That's why everything's different. Mostly crime and general favela ghetto culture, mostly in the north near Colombia. Some parts of Brazil are basically Europe. It's the place where it rains constantly. It's called the California of Brazil. Forget what it's called. Well, all I know is this. I would love to date a foreigner. I would never date an American woman ever again. Like, I'm happy with just winter. But if I was gonna date an actual woman at some point, like a human woman, I have to differentiate the two, right? The reality is I would want to date a foreigner.
What?
You know why? Because they'd appreciate
Who's
it more.
there?
They'd appreciate this country more. They'd appreciate
Let's
you a
rock
little more.
some.
And also, depending on the trick shit, women in America are overly entitled.
You are serious as fuck. You know that? I'll cover you, sir.
Time for you to perish.
Your destruction is at hand.
Leg damage. Compensating. Arm hit badly. Compensating.
Somebody has a mini nuke launcher. We need to deal with that. Did you hear that? Eeeew. That's like the most terrifying sound of all time.
Keep firing.
On the roof. They're on the feckin' roof. Santa Catarina. That place is pretty European, pretty lily. Oh yeah?
Resistance is futile.
What? Lock and load, asshole. Let's rock.
Powering weapons.
Never fear, sir, we'll emerge victorious.
Where'd it say? South, hold on. Fallout 4 guns and bullets. I'm using the search bar more easily. So it's on the center table in the archive room, south side of the second floor. South side, second floor. Okay. is it? South side of the second floor, right? So it's right up there. We gotta figure out how to get up there.
I have a personal
pissing me
message
off.
for you from Uncle Sam.
Fred,
They're gone.
I don't know what Fred is doing. Trying to sound like he's some kind of military expert.
This battlefield now belongs to Uncle Sam.
Let's clear this place out.
Let me have it. Time for you to perish.
Thank you, winner.
Your destruction is at hand. That's the last of them.
Donovan just beats his head in. Donovan's like, I'm not gonna stop till there's nothing left of his skull. Donovan's a maniac in this game. Alright, let's see. I hear you can get fried chicken and waffle sandwiches in some place in McDonald's, Australia, I think. Dude, other countries have it like made when it comes to like fast food. Like other countries really do know what they're doing with fast food. America, it's just the same shit, and then nobody wants to buy it because they take like they'll put out something good,
We've got company.
and then they'll take it away, and then they're like, it was like, where's all the good shit? We liked eating that. They're like, oh, it was timed only. Like some of these timed food things don't make any fucking sense, because like it's really good stuff, and they'll pay a stupid sum of money for it, but then it's like,
What a
why is
clever
it
way to
timed?
bypass the
Don't you
law.
want to? I thought you wanted to make money.
Commonwealth.
Like that is often the response. I thought you wanted to make money. You're over here timing.
Resistance is futile.
If you want to make money, you don't
Knock my
time
sensors offline.
food options. You just put it out.
Leg damaged. Compensating. Engaging hostile target. Not much of a threat after all.
That grenade really did a number on them. I'm glad I upgraded my grenade options. Hold on. Chuck that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Don't need that.
Let's move along as soon as possible. We're exposed here.
Every day is a good day to die.
Look out!
Oh god,
I want this one.
oh god.
That takes care of that.
We're looking for the
God, I hope there's a bounty on you.
That's the last of them.
God, these guys really do pack a punch.
Hostile detected. Non-combatant safety gained.
Down.
Is that Michael talking? Like, or is there a sentry bot in here?
I kill you for free.
He's gonna kill us for free. Hear that? He's made a threat. Take that shit personally. I think what sucks is that McDonald's and Burger King and I mean, pizza's been the cheapest thing I can actually afford. Everything else costs a ridiculous sum of money. I think that's what makes fast food unappealing in America. But when it comes to other countries, they actually seem to know what they're doing with it. I think that's the reality. Is that when it comes to American fast food, it just doesn't seem to have that same effect. Move, Ada. Get the fuck out of my way. Alright, so south side.
We may have some trouble.
Michael's like, my goodness. There's the archive room. There it is. Street Guns of Detroit.
Can you see those enemies over there?
That's amusingly simple.
Contact!
He never saw me coming.
Any idea where they went?
Richard, sir.
Michael Myers walks up and just shanks the shit out of his head. Recording key. I like that. Michael Myers walked up behind him and stabbed him in the face. I'm like, you guys gotta realize that's exactly what Michael Myers would do too. That's the fucked up part. Like Michael Myers over here doing exactly what he did in the movies, except he's on a team now. I gotta call this the Homicide Squad. Because they had the Suicide Squad in DC. Well, this isn't the Suicide Squad. This is the Homicide Squad. We just need more killers. Alright, let's see. Alright. There's a guy with a mini nuke launcher out here somewhere.
Last mistake!
Who's ready
No
to
more
have
hiding
their
for you.
last
Powering down weapons, sir.
It's up here.
Threat analysis red. Engaging hostile target.
Oh my god, Michael. Grabbed him from behind, did a bear hug that stuck the knife into his throat. Like, Michael Myers is a savage. It looks like we haven't really cleared it. But we got the magazine, that's what matters. So the last two are quest-based. Cambridge Police Station, we talked about Brother Steel. And then Ticonderoga Safe House, which you can only get if you complete the quest Boston After Dark. I really don't feel like doing those right now. So I guess we'll go do the Somerville place team up thing, taking point, I think.
Did the Minutemen send you?
Yes, they did. What's going on?
There's a group of raiders that won't leave us alone. Stealing our food and supplies, threatening us if we can't give them what they want. We know where they're coming from, but we can't stand up to them ourselves.
Don't worry, I'll deal with it.
I hope so. We didn't know what to do.
Steal. Aren't we settled? Aren't we allied with this place?
When I grow up, I'm gonna have my own farm and make other people do all of the work.
So you're gonna be a plantation owner. Nice. Get the fuck out of the way before I shoot you. Move. Michael Myers. Kill the...
You better not cause any trouble.
Never mind. Just get told off by a fucking kid. What the fuck? Move. Move! I need to get out. Oh my god. Where are we going? Let's deal with it that way. In Hyde Park. There we go. Get told by a minor that better not start no problems. Like, that feels like, that does feel like the internet nowadays. Does anyone else feel weird by that? Like, does anyone else feel weird that it's adults that act like whack jobs and it's the kids telling everybody to start behaving? Like, it should be the other way around. It should be kids acting like whack jobs and adults telling them to behave. Like, I've been on the internet for 9 years, okay? In the last 4 years, everything got turned on its head. Nowadays, it's the adults that act fucking wacko. I've noticed that to be a thing. Not all the adults, but a giant chunk of people on the internet. Just...
My apologies. I think I've lost the
What the
vacuum.
hell was that?
Watch out, sir.
Weapon status engaged.
Get it, Mikey. Hold on. I'm wondering if this is a payout. Because every time I get a message now, I'm starting to wonder. No, it's not. I really do have to get paid soon. I'm serious when I say I'm not going to do more work till I get paid. So I'm not waiting until they pay me.
Violence for your cause.
Oh, there's other staircases.
Violence protocols, engaged.
Thanks, McCready, or Donathan, where the fuck your name is. You're a little bit late, but like, I guess I can appreciate that. And we clear out Hyde Park. That we did. Let's go to Summersville Place.
Never fear.
I guess we're not allied to this settlement. I thought we were. I could have sworn we. Dude, how many times have we been to Summersville Place? Too many
Mister?
freaking times. Shut the fuck up. Who said that? Michael, why do you sound like a 5-year-old girl? Yo, wake up. I dealt with those raiders. I want payment. I want...
Really? Well, that's the best news I've heard in a long time. By the way, we've talked about it, and we decided to support the Minutemen. I think it's worth giving another chance. The only way things will get better is if we stand together.
Alright, now if we do not talk to Preston Garvey, we're going to take the Rad-X. If we don't talk to Preston Garvey for a few days, it'll complete on its own. That's what we're going to do. I guess we didn't have this one. Yeah, it blows my mind, actually. Alright, guys, know the routine. We gotta build up the settlement. nothing good. 1989 M says, "Hey John, have you covered the Minnesota shooting from earlier today yet? Crazy news, man. There was another shooting. They're really trying to screw over our gun rights, aren't they?" I don't have a whole lot I could really say about it. I mean, I don't know what the situation was. Was it, what, but I gotta be careful how I say this. What kind of place was shot up? Was it a employee, a student shooter? What was going on? What was the case? What was the situation? What were the deets? I mean, I think I can generalize it. It's terrible that it happened, if that's what's going on. But at the same time, it's like, we live in America. 95% of America is shooting somebody else. Like, you believe hard work and living the American dream is America? Nope. American culture is taking a weapon and blowing someone's brain out. That's all American culture has ever been. And it's usually based off some stupid thing, too, like somebody's mad because they're not being accepted, or somebody didn't get agreed with at the school PTA, or it's always something stupid. Like, I'm not trying to take away from what happened, I noticed that it's almost always something ridiculous. Like motivation-wise, I mean. So it's like, it's horrible. 2 dead and 2 in the hospital. That's not so bad. I'm sorry, that sounds terrible. I mean, they've been worse, right? That's well below quota, if you ask me. So, like, honestly, I mean, thank God it's only that. Thank God it's only 2. Normally it's like 50 or something like that. This person must have been new at the whole mass shooting kind of scenario, but like, thank God he was a noob at it. I'm sorry, I don't really know how to respond. Let's see, some people in politics actually got blamed in their homes. 4 Minnesota lawmakers actually got SHOT in their homes. The guy's still on the loose. FBI offering $50K to catch him. Lawmakers. Wow. What was the lawmakers? If anyone knows, if you don't know, it's fine. Do we know what laws these lawmakers had actually put out in the first place that might have PO'd some random guy with a weapon? Like, obviously it wasn't gun control. Obviously it wasn't gun control, but like, do I even dare ask actually at this point? That, Jesus Christ, lawmakers. I don't think I've heard that one yet. That's a new one on me. Like, I've heard of schools and churches and malls. Malls is a big one. Movie theaters, if you remember the Colorado one from a while back with the guy dressed up like the Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker, by the way, which made it so much worse. Somehow they didn't cancel Heath Ledger, though. Who else? Where else was these things at? Business offices, but lawmakers in their homes. He went to multiple homes. I'm gonna assume it was multiple. They are Democratic politicians that got blam. Oh, well then they fucking deserved it then. Sorry. Democrat lawmakers are the reason why pedo laws like age consent exist. And if someone decided to go blam on a Democratic politician for shit like that, let's just say it's that. Let's just say it's similar kinds of laws. Good fucking riddance. I hope the rest don't make it. I'm not saying it's okay, but what did I say earlier today? You push people around enough, eventually someone's gonna step up to the plate. They're gonna get sick of waiting for the next guy. I'm not saying it's right. I do not approve, because remember, there's always We can always talk out our problems. If they will not listen, we can outvote and then win the argument at that point, right? But, like, at the same time, people are sick of democratic law. Because that's why our country is so screwed up in the first place. So, you know, I'm not saying Democrats are bad, but the way they've been running the show, yeah, I'm kind of happy to hear that, actually. Now that I know that part, it's like, I almost can't blame them. Again, I still think there's other ways to handle your problems, but, like, what do you expect? It's America, and everybody's getting super antsy waiting for this shit. They're still waiting for Trump to fix our economy and bring jobs back. How long before you think they go for him? Here's my word of mouth. Politicians and lawmakers, I hope they all go into the ground, personally. All of them. Because there's never been a politician that cares anything about the American public. All they care about is filling their pocket and lying to your face and having all that power to do whatever they want with. They have never given a crap about helping the American people. So, I hope they never catch him. I don't know who he is. Could be a she. I know. Everybody relax. I know it's sexist to think it's a girl. To think it's a guy. Statistically speaking, most shooters are male. Okay, but nowadays all these hot Tennessee women that are toting guns on social media, you never know, right? Okay, fine. Let's say she. Okay, I hope she gets away with it. Whatever. Because you know someone's gonna complain. Like, why do you think it's a dude? I don't think it. Well, I mean, actually, I kind of did. I'm gonna stop right now. No, I don't think it's right to blow someone away, but considering how some of these politicians are, it's like, could you blame them? Like, I know it's really effed up to say that because you're not supposed to ever say that. Like, as an influence, like, YouTube's already suppressing my content. At this point, there's nothing I could say or do to get suppressed further, okay? My videos don't get promoted. YouTube has screwed me to the point of no return. So I'm just gonna say, I hope they do it more often. I'll be like Hassan Piker for it. Ado, you get your metal ass out of my way. Honestly, like, the worst case scenario, some maniac says it's the Republicans' turn. Yeah, dude, there's a-holes leading on both sides. At this point, I can completely understand is what I'm trying to say. I know it sounds super messed up. I know it does. But, like, given how Democrats made some of the weirdest and most effed up laws known to man, there is now laws that allow adults to get in bed with children, because of Democrats, mind you, and they get to go to Plowtown. Adults and children can now go to Plowtown according to Democratic law. That's the laws that piss me off probably the most. That's why I would go on a spree at some point. I'm kidding. I'm not going to. I want to be free. I don't really feel the police. but, like, honestly, those laws piss me the fuck off. It's also been the biggest excuse of predators to pander those kinds of laws, you know? Then you got laws that have to do with some of the most insane, irate BS I've ever seen. Did you know, because of Democrats, I'm pretty sure it's Democratic law because I've never seen Republicans have these stupid ideas. It is illegal to take your own life. It is not illegal to attempt it. So if you were to slice your wrist and bleed out intentionally to end it all, right? Attempting it is not illegal. Attempting suicide is not illegal. But committing suicide, actually succeeding, is illegal. Here's the retarded question. What the fuck are they going to do about it? Are they going to put your corpse in jail now? Like, there's a lot of really stupid shit going on with Democratic lawmakers. I'm just going to say it. Democratic lawmakers are also half the reason that so many people want to push LGBT on kids. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just wondering who we're supposed to blame after a point. people are getting sick of shit. And I said this, vigilantes can become more and more of a thing. No one listens to me. No one listened to Jacksepticeye when he called out Mr. Beast. No one listened to Markiplier when he called out Honey. No one listened to Tibbs when he said there's a real fucking problem with society. I laugh my ass off because I'm telling you guys what's going on and nobody listening. I'm just... well, I'm not kidding. I'm completely 100% on telling the truth here. But, like, at the same time, who takes me seriously, right? That has been the issue. It's like, I really do be talking out my ass because nobody's listening. Nobody anywhere is listening. And you have to wonder, what do people expect? So some potentially Republican person, are they trying to demonize the Republicans? What if this was staged? If I learned anything from Sandy Hook, oh God. Could someone email the Sandy Hook Foundation and tell them that Tibbs TV is dissing them? I really want to get a response out of people. I really just want to hear what they have to say. I think Sandy Hook was planned. I don't think that it was, I mean, saying it was staged is the same idea. But, like, it wasn't staged because a lot of children went bye-bye. It's funny as fuck if you ask me. It's like, alright. Obviously, these people are pure evil. But you don't think that if they want what they want bad enough, they could plan it in advance? No, I'm not saying... Well, no, I mean, they wanted to say the guy was insane. You notice when they have these shootings, it's always some crazy white guy. I'm going to bet my right testicle. Okay? I'm going to put it down on the line. Hold on, I gotta unzip my pants, put my ball on my desk real quick. Because my testicle, you know, my ball. Alright, it's on the desk. It's not really out of my pants, but like for hilarity, right? Pretend it was. I'm going to assume that this shooter in Minnesota was a crazy white guy. Is it a crazy white guy? It's a crazy white guy, isn't it? If not, I have the scissors in my other hand right now. I will snip it off. I'm not even fucking playing. It's going to be a crazy white guy, as always. We gotta sell a narrative, but we need an easy fall guy. Let's find a mentally ill white man. There we go. There's a good guy. Like these shootings are always the same bullshit. It's like you know they're fucking staged. I think staged is the only real way to put it because you know they're sitting here trying to pretend like it's, oh my God, there's another chaotic mass shooting. It's so random. No one would ever have expected it. The FBI is hiding in the background like hopefully they don't see us in our white van. We just gave that guy all that ammo. Hopefully they won't notice us sitting back here. Because that's literally what it's always been. Like that's literally what it's always been. The FBI is usually like right there feeding these people ammunition, guns, and saying, here's where I want you to open fire. And then you have all these kids at Sandy Hook just learning about reading and shit, learning shapes and colors. This guy kicks in the door. Trick or treat, motherfuckers! With an LMG. And they're like, oh, we would never have suspected. Who could do this? He must have been insane. FBI is like, all right, Your Honor. Or the fuck they call their boss, right? All right, boss. Apparently, it's coming close to the fact 57-year-old white male. I get to keep my ball sack today, guys, because I fucking called it. I am so fucking happy that I always get this shit right. I feel a burst of ego in this moment. I'm standing with my arms outstretched like a fucking cult leader, smiling from ear to ear, because I always fucking know. Because I'm telling you right now, this guy only blew away those lawmakers because someone put him there and told him to do it. It's always the fucking case. The FBI, like, we need to press this so we can get gun control taken away. We need to take away their weapons. We gotta make sure. What should we do this time? Well, we hate Republicans nowadays. Let's blame it on a Republican. Have him blow away some of our own people. It'll look like something it's not. Because, you know, when the victim is a Democrat or Democratic Party, you almost always will play him the other side at that point, right? So we're going to assume that he's a Republican white male. 57 years old, they are getting they need to get younger shooters. wow, that's like saying we need to get male rapists now because like it's well no, look, I had a similar argument. I really shouldn't say this because remember the internet's a place for people to say stupid shit. That's really what the internet's for, right? But if I say this, just know that I'm trying to like understand why people are so fucked up, okay? Most rape nowadays is male on male. Whatever happened to raping women? I'm not saying we should be raping women. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm just saying, like, back in the good old days, look, you know what I'm trying to say here. Just fucking bear with me, okay? Back in the good old days, men were attracted to women. Now it's man-on-man rape in the U.S. everywhere. That's my point, okay? It's like, what happened to female attraction? We all just think women are hoes now, to the point where we don't even want to... If there's going to be rape, okay? It's the same thing with shooters. Shooters are predominantly young people who are fucked up in the head, because when you're young, it makes sense. What's up with all these old people? We have grandpa breaking out of the retirement home just go mow the place down. Look, man, this is the 5th one I have heard like this. Can we get younger FBI, NSA, CIA, if you're listening to this, because usually they are. Can you get us younger shooters? If you're going to commit mass homicide, use younger people. That way, you know, it makes more sense. Because old people, I don't think grandpa not taking his pills is going to really work for me, man. Like, that's not good enough. So we're trying not to laugh. You all think it's funny, okay? I know all you do, because I think it's funny. And trust me, it's always funny. They're Democrats, politicians, you got blam blam in their homes, too. Yeah, I was impersonating a police officer. Did he have, like, a uniform and everything? If he did... Okay, you know what? I take it back. That's actually pretty good. I haven't seen that one. I'm not applauding the shooter. I'm just, like, applauding the creativity. It's like, if you're gonna do this, use some creativity, right? I suspect... D-Chat says, I suspect that thing is yet another weird setup. Again, watch it be another one of these guys with absolutely no online signature or trail other than a few random posts. And the stuff he used there will try to be mysteriously be government issue. Yeah, that's kind of what my vibe is. Like, it's sad that 4 people got kablamoed, but, like, at the same time, it's like, they're Democrats. I don't really give it. I don't. Look, man, I'm a Democrat. Look. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Because I know someone out there's going to be like, shut the fuck up, Tibbs. You're going to get us all in trouble. Look, I'm a Democrat. Technically. Because I'm lower and working class. So obviously, I fall into that party. Okay? I don't like Democrats these days. Because my party is filled with morons and weirdos. Honestly, that's why I lean Republican a lot. That's why I almost voted for Trump, right? I almost voted for Trump out of spite against the Democratic Party. And I am a Democrat. Let that really sink in, okay? But, like, to hear that 4 Democrats got kablamoed because of the laws that they put in place that were probably questionable and fucked up, let's be honest here. I mean, I'm sure this was a targeted situation. It might have been deserved. Let's be honest here. These lawmakers, politicians don't care anything about us. At this point in time, I'd say I hope they don't catch him. Just on the fact of who he's kablamoing in the first place. Let this be a lesson, not to fuck with the American people with your weirdos fucking laws and shit. Anyway, all talking shit aside, I really do think that it's sad that happened, because that guy obviously felt no other way out other than to blow someone away. That being said,
I suggest we take as much as we can
that
carry.
being said, there's other ways to handle our problems. Maybe we shouldn't be kablamoing people just because we don't agree with them. If we are going to do it, well, I'm glad he was at least creative about it.
Powering down weapons, sir.
I'm really glad he was creative about it. On the other hand of things, there's other ways to handle our problems. For example, get people together and chase that guy out of office. Because now they're going to start putting in more Democrats because, like, we should feel bad for them to become a martyr. Let's see. Just want to remind... Oh, I read that one. Let's see. Also, the politicians that got blamed, it was progressives. One that the party probably didn't really like, or reasons that they likely involved actual economic policies that the powers that be don't want. Oh, that's another way to look at it. Okay, so let's say he's offing. Okay, I gotta be careful how I say this, because remember, YouTube is very, very bitchy lately. YouTube is a bitch. It's like my ex-wife. All right. Get into that whole story later. We'll make up some good storyline for it. Anyway, so if they're offing Democratic politicians because of what's being made as a law, for example, Chomo laws, right? That I completely understand wanting to blow them away. In fact, I endorse it. However, D-Chet has a point here. What if this person was, I mean, remember, most of these shootings are planned to being these a white male. It's already kind of the case. You never see black shooters. You never see a shooter that's black. You just don't. Why is that? You also never see female. Well, actually, no, there's female. That one who was TRANS at that school last year, or the year before, whatever it was. The Nashville one. That one was female. Well, technically, it was biologically female, supposedly, but they were TRANS. I have to spell it, considering the topic we're talking about. If I said TRANS as a word in relation to what we're talking about, immediately hate speech. So, obviously, we gotta be careful. But, because for some reason, that's a trigger word I've noticed on YouTube. So, being that the shooter is white male, and being what it is possible these lawmakers put in laws in place that the elites didn't like. And then this guy was sent by the FBI or whoever to kablamo them, and the reason why is because they want to try to prevent that, and then they can put someone else in place that'll remove it. So pay attention to the law, find out what laws, I'm going to look into it too if I have time. I'm going to look into what laws were put in place by these 4 people, and then we'll have to look at if those laws are changed in the next 6 months. If they are, you'll know what was really going on. It's kind of hard to hide that, you know? Especially if that was the point. Let's see. The DNC doesn't like actual regressives like Wall Sanders or this lady that was taken out here. And the GOP definitely wouldn't have wanted her in. And the elites are both certainly not. Again, Walz is forced to stay in the background of the Harris campaign. I expect they probably wanted John Shapiro originally, but they had to allow Walz because too many people wanted them. Is Josh Shapiro related to Ben Shapiro? When Ben Shapiro talks, I agree with a lot of things he says. This is why people think I'm Republican, because I agree with Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh and who is that one guy? Mr. Crowder, I think his name is Steven Crowder. I'm not entirely sure. There's a bunch of people in the Republican Party I actually agree with on a lot of things. I just don't really. I've never actually changed my political party affiliate. At least I don't think I have. Unless I did. I mean, I don't know what it says on my voting card. I haven't checked in so long. But if you register to vote, it'll tell you what party you're affiliated with. I think mine says Republican. Mine says Republican, I'm pretty sure. But it's weird because I'm actually a Democrat. Well, I mean, we're having like some gossip here at this point, aren't we? It's not that I'm a Democrat. It's like that I was always originally a Democrat. I think that's a better way to put it. Like, I guess now I'm Republican, but like I've always been a Democrat before this. And I guess it depends on I guess it depends on what's going on. Because I kind of teeter both ways. Ben Shapiro would have been 100% pro-Israel. I want someone to explain to me the Israel things. I don't understand what the big deal is about them. Like, who's the bad guy? Who's the one doing more effed up shit? That's what I want to know about Israel, okay? Versus their enemies, of course. Probably not, but tribe's been a very pro-Israel. He would have been 100%. Wallace, on the other hand, is sympathetic to Palestine. What is the difference between the two? Like, I've never sat down and had a conversation about it because I try to play it off as it's whatever. Because honestly, I don't really care about either one. But like, if we're gonna talk about who's the scummier son bitch, like, who is the one doing more effed up shit? Is it Palestine or is it Israel? Like, Israel, I've heard they have the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Foot Clan thing going on, which, by the way, is fucking funny as shit. Their outfits. Look up Israel and look at their outfits. It is a piece for piece identical outfit to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Foot Clan, including the headbands. I shit you not. It is something of legend, and I do not know why. They look so fucking retarded. So, like, okay, they're a bunch of Foot Clan soldiers. We don't know where Master Shredder is yet, but like, what the fuck? And they got Palestine. I've heard some horrible things about Palestine. I don't know if any of them are true, but like, for example, Hamas is apparently a D-E-A-T-H cult. I have to spell it because if I say it in correlation with what we're talking about, it becomes hate speech. Fuck you, YouTube. The censorship is bullshit. But apparently it's an unalivement cult. Apparently YouTube liked that because it gave me excellent quality in my stream. Because YouTube is definitely watching my streams. I know they are. It's insane because we'll actually get responses from YouTube. It's kind of sick. But apparently Hamas is a unalivement cult, and that's part of Palestine. If that, and I don't agree with that because like unalivement cults are always disgusting. They're almost always predatory and very evil in nature. So Palestine doesn't exactly have my support. But then Israel and their fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Foot Clan thing going on, they're no better because they got the same things going on. And I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it. I want to know who's the real who. Does anyone know about anything that either one has done? Here, we're gonna have a game. It's called buy or sell. Okay, you guys gonna try to convince me to buy or sell one or the other. Which one do I want? Which one do I not want? You guys convince me. Give me examples of effed up shit that both sides have done, and by the end of it, I will make a decision on who sucks more. Like right now, Palestine sucks more. I'm sorry, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle outfits aren't enough. So, like, honestly, I just need someone to sell me. Because I'm like, man, I'll listen to opinion. I'm not gonna go looking. I'm not gonna go look this stuff up either. So I'm gonna go off whatever you guys say. If you guys say all Israel people are trans, I'm gonna have to believe it because I'm not researching that. I do not want that on my fucking browser history. You know what I mean? Israel targeted the USS Liberty. I don't know what that is. Is that a boat? Is that one of our boats, for that matter? Like, if that is, fuck Israel. Like, I don't know why they're targeting our boat. We don't like things that float. Well, you won't like balloons then, very much, I assume. Let's see. Anything else? I mean, a boat's a pretty big deal, I guess. But, like, what was the U.S. Liberty? USS Liberty. Was that, like, a battleship? Did they remember to say you sunk my battleship after they did it? I'm not trying to crack jokes. I'm just... I've learned in my life, don't take anything seriously.
We may have an enemy nearby. New servos failing.
Fred, you dropped your chimichanga. He's like, electric shock therapy just feels oh so good. So there was a mutant just waiting in here? Aww, you had a teddy bear. We'll have to take the teddy bear home with us. We'll give him a new home. Let's see. The USS Liberty was a U.S. destroyer that got too close to the Red Sea, and Israel did not want us too close to what they were doing, and they just SHOT at us, then claimed later it was an accident. So basically, they're retards when it comes to knowing what the red button looks like. Okay, all right. That is pretty much of a dick move at that point, like playing stupid. 1989M says, I think it's rather telling that American media has us so hung up into literally a 2,000-year-old war overseas. You know, here's my thought. What if Jesus' body is still over there, and that's what they're fighting over. Like, if Jesus was real, okay. Time to have the religion talk. I don't really know how I feel about religion. If God is real, he's a giant eyeball in the center of space. There's actually a lot of talk that the telescope that can see really far actually sees an eyeball in space, which is really, really, really fucked up. Okay? Because if God is real, he's just a giant energy eye, okay? And they're starting to see that shit, which is really, really fucked up. Okay, so if God is real, okay, yay. All religion is bullshit because there can only be one true religion, okay? Obviously, I don't know how I feel about the Jesus thing. Adam and Eve is either a lot of incest or they're lying about who else was out there. I think we evolved from apes. I'm kidding. That's ridiculous. I think we all were crash landed here some time ago. But anyway, we're not going to get into the whole topic of how I think we're all aliens, okay? Well, not really aliens, but you know what I mean. So, obviously, you know, the Middle East is where Jesus was born, if the stories are true. If the Bible is not one big slap of fiction at this point, then Jesus was real. He was born in the Middle East. Mary was 14 when God had sex with her. Okay, so God's a child rapist. Good to know. Look, man, I'm just saying what I'm saying, all right? Like, that's what's going on. And apparently, these people have been at war in the Middle East for the last 2,000 years for things that they can't even explain on paper. Maybe they're just freaking out because they can't figure out if he's real or not because the Vatican's holding the corpse somewhere. Look, we stormed Area 51 a couple of years ago, okay? 10 years ago, some shit like that. It was kind of a big deal. And Area 51 let people go in, which is insane because normally it's SHOT on site. I have to spell it because if I say it, it might be hate speech, and I'm not risking that today. Why not storm the Vatican? They have more dirty secrets than Area 51 ever had. And they're over here, war in the Middle East. It's like, we must find out if Jesus was real. Oh, he was totally real. No, Hamas says the Jewish people were right, but the Christians can be right too. Jesus is in all the fucking books. Because that's the thing that all religion has in common is Jesus, which is fucking weird, right? Oh, but we're nothing alike, right? Yeah, my ass. So it's like, yeah, it's really stupid. And like, here's what I say: drop an NUKE right there in Jerusalem, get it fucking over with, and then when the place doesn't have anything going on, it's just completely fine. Even still, you'll know God is real. Stop warring over this shit. It's so stupid. But if you tell someone in Israel like that, if you tell someone in Israel that they're stupid for going to war over something that's been 2,000 years, get the fuck over. It's like Marx the noob at this point. They're going to look at you like you're insane because it's all that they know. The bus bombings, all of it. They don't know anything else. That's all they know. It's all they believe in. They are complete fruitcakes. Because I have to ask, you're sending more people to meet God in the first place. You would think at this point, if he's real, if that's what they don't even have a reason to be at war at this point. I'm just assuming it's related because of what took place there 2,000 years ago. And at this point, I don't know. I just find it to be super, super stupid. Let's see. Also, the target of the King David Hotel. I didn't hear about that. Please go into detail. The Odigo instant messenger app that alerted all the dual citizen Israelis that called the 911 attack was supposed to happen, and they didn't show up that day. Or the 5 dancing Israelis who celebrated as World Trade Center fell, and when the authorities questioned, they said they were there to document the event, which is weird. You document an event that no one can predict is going to come, so clearly they were guilty. 1989 M says, John, I'll never forget the day I first heard you make the point the Virgin Mary was a victim of SA. To be fair, mind blown. I think what's funnier is how God plugged. Look, God is the world's first pedophile. Because he stuck his dick into a 14-year-old and out popped Jesus. Jesus became the chosen one. This is what the Bible says, okay? And that Adam and Eve was apparently a lot of incest. The Bible is a pervert's fan fiction. That's all it really is. That's all the Bible is. It's perversion and violence. That's all the Bible has ever been. And people hate me because I'm honest. I point out these out in the open things. Like, it's not even a secret. You know these things are what they are. I've asked people at the Lutheran Church, Adam and Eve, what gives? And they're like, what do you mean? So, was it a lot of incest? Or, as I sweep some dirt off the table real quick, or was there people that God isn't telling us about in the Bible? Because incest is wrong, isn't it? Oh yeah, incest is totally bad. Adam and Eve, what gives? And they will look at me like I just committed treason. Because you're not allowed to ask that question. And here's the reality. I found this out not too long ago. The reason why they don't like that question being asked is because the Bible's full of shit. The Bible is literally the world's first true crock of shit. Look, I'm not saying you can't believe. You want to believe in all that? Go for it. You want to believe that people just start pop out of nowhere? You go for it. Okay? You can be ignorant if you want. But for me, I believe in having a solid explanation to how this all happened. Not a delusion. Because religion is nothing but delusional people. That's all it has become over the last 2,000 years. I question how people even remotely believed in any of this in the first place. But that is the number one thing. Or, here's another one. We know that the Old Testament is everything, and the New Testament is the stuff, is the Old Testament with everything chopped out of it. Why were they removing books? The excuses are everywhere, but in the Bible, the last page of the Bible, the last verse of the Bible says, you cannot take anything out of this book, you cannot add anything into it. It is to be left as it is. And they're removing books they don't agree with because apparently, according to the Lutheran Church, I've had a lot of encounters with those fucking retards, it's because Jesus did not teach these teachings, therefore we feel they don't need to be in the book. The Bible is the Bible. It's a story. Without pieces of the story, it's incomplete. It tends not make sense. Religion is a curse. That's all it is. I don't think people should be hated for thinking or believing what makes them feel comfortable with. Look, death is a very scary thing. Right now, anyone that's in this live stream, anyone who's watching, anyone who's commenting, me even, we're all going to die someday. It's inevitable. It is going to happen. And then one day we won't be here no more. It's a very scary thought. People believe in religion because it helps them feel comfortable with life after death. But could you please come with something that makes more sense and stop making it into a goddamn cult? Because at that point, it doesn't help me get over the idea of death. It just makes me want to drive a stake into my skull even more. Let's see. And subsequently, Israel's role in trading humans, including children. Israel has a real human trafficking problem. I will note that. So so far there aren't that many Palestinians involved in any of this. No Palestinian terrorism in the U.S. soil, and besides religion elements that have infiltrated, most Palestinians just want to be free. Yeah, I get that. The Bible is plagiarized Egyptian and Persian mysticism and philosophy, and the New Testament is plagiarized Neoplatonism. I think the Bible's a crock of shit regardless. Because if you can ask one question, and they simply cannot think of a good lie in that moment. Because normally, if they can think of an answer like that and give you a response after 2,000 years, okay, it makes sense. But if they're stuck and they can't answer a question after all this time, you know what that tells me? The Bible's fake. Because it's been 2,000 years. You should have worked out all the kinks of any questions people could have. Incest is wrong, right? Yeah, incest is bad. All right, well, this is how I started that question when I talked to the Lutheran church guy, right? I was like, so I have a question. Incest is bad, right? They're like, yeah, incest is totally bad. Then why the fuck does it say in Genesis that Adam and Eve were the only ones on Earth? There was nobody else, and suddenly we're 8.8 billion people on the planet now. This is literally how I worded it, too. Profanity and all. He's like, just sat there. Like, he had to look at the ceiling for a good few minutes, like, just staring, like, oh, shit. Didn't contemplate that. Because you gotta bait them a little bit. You gotta bait them. You gotta ask a question before you ask your main question, right? You ask a small question before you ask your main question. Like an episode of Family Guy. They have a mini story that leads into the main story, right? You have to ask a baity question. That way they can't back out and say, you can't word it like that. That's not fair. You know, you have to stumble them. If incest is wrong, the fuck? Because that means no matter who you're fucking, no matter who your girlfriend is, it's always your 15th cousin. It's always somebody that came out of your aunt. It's always, and that's the problem. That is the fucking problem. Is that there's got to be some explanation. Either incest is totally cool, we should all be doing it. Hey, sister, not stepsister, not stepbro, what are you doing in here, sister? It's like rednecks everywhere, right? Or explain to me what the fuck, okay? Because if it's not incest, then who lied? Because right now, we've been selling this lie for 2,000 years, and people actually believe. No, you guys have got to hear this, okay? There's actually people in this world that think that people just out of nowhere and just start walking around. There's actually dumb fucking people in this world that think people just popped out of nowhere and just started doing life. No, it doesn't work like that. This also boils back to who came first, the chicken or the egg. Do you think a baby could survive in this world without someone to take care of it, knowing what this world is like? Tornadoes, volcanoes, hurricanes, floods, rain, scorching heat, horrible, horrible winters, okay? Then you have all the wildlife, wolves and bears and fucking eagles and shit. A baby popping out of nowhere. Maybe a few around the world, who knows? And the finger snapping is people popping into existence, right? People pop into existence, right? How did the baby survive? It didn't. Because if you've seen what baby... Have any of you ever seen a baby before? Those stupid motherfuckers. I know they're babies, okay? I'm not a father. I don't feel bad, okay? I don't plan on being a dad anytime soon. Those stupid little assholes will never stop screaming. They will shit themselves and scream till someone sticks a nipple in their fucking mouth. You don't think the wolves can hear that? There's animals in this world that strictly exist just to eat younglings. That's what they fucking do. I'm not talking about pedophiles either, thank fucking God. But, like, I'm talking about, like, animals. Because at one point, we didn't have buildings. We barely even lived in teepees. And you're trying to tell me that people just into existence? Since when? You see my problem with the Bible? Something doesn't add up. And then I asked this question. And the guy at the Lutheran church looked at me like I was Satan himself. Which was, by the way, the funniest moment I've ever had where I got a dirty look that powerful. Like, he looked straight into my soul, and his look was like, you fucking cunt. Because he knew I had a point. He knew I had a point. I've explained all this to people at the church. I'm like, you want me to believe in your crock of shit fucking mumbo-jumbo book? Then explain to me. And they're like, no, you can go join the Church of Satan. I'm like, and then that's how I became a Satanist. So, like, No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm still very much a man of God to some extent, but my experience with God is God's up there like, yeah, all these people are retarded. God's up there like, yeah, all these people are fucking retarded. I don't know what they're fucking on about. So like I don't know, man. God is up there, and if he's real, he thinks all y'all look fucking stupid because paganism was the OG. And what happened to them? We're not allowed to talk about it. So I'm just going right back into the game here. I just don't even know what the fuck to say. Hold on, where we have been? We're still inside the trailer? Let's go find another thing to loot. My point is, okay? Yeah, the whole Israeli war thing makes no fucking sense. Because realistically, if there's no way that all this even happened, why are they fighting over it? It's like, it's been 2,000 years. Get the fuck over it. They're like, no, Allahu Akbar! God does not want glory. God wants you to use your brain. Blowing up a bus is not going to exactly fix that.
Picking up something.
Oh, jeez!
That takes care of that.
I just crapped myself. Scared the shit out of me. Anyway. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, sorry for that long tangent, guys. When I talk about religion, it actually pisses me off because I've had some really bad encounters with people at churches. Lutherans are like, they literally get super pissed when you ask them a question. And I think at this point it's like, what's it called? Merkwar's construction site. I just think it's funny as hell they get super pissed off the way they do. Like, you're not allowed to ask them anything. There's a lot you missed. Missed? Where? I've been skipping past Nightbot, to be fair.
Picking up some. Found them, sir.
Not much of a threat after all.
Oh. Oh, say, can
Yes. I'll get it done.
I was wondering why she wasn't moving amongst all that. Where I'm saying there's Israelis all over in America, all American politics, media, education, finance, and a matter that is statistically disproportionate to their actual population size. And that Palestinians didn't have any type of influence in these politics except for now as a wedge issue. Ah. So what you're saying is the Palestinians are probably the good guys. Well, explain the Hamas thing. What was the deal with Hamas then? Like, whose fault was Hamas? Was that Israel or was that Palestine?
If you find any spare parts, you be sure and let me know.
let's see. Well, at least the victims here. That the Jews are ones with the power in the West. Potentially Israel, Hamas is a front group. Mossad front, like how you have the CIA and front groups all over the world pretending to be one thing, but really acting in interest of the other side. So it's kind of like, so Hamas is meant to make them look like them. Okay, so let me just try to make sure I'm understanding this, because if it's the case, again, it might make sense. Hamas is meant to look like they're Palestine because they're actually a front group that's actually organized by Israel. It's meant to make the other side look bad, is what you're saying. That would make sense. That would make sense if that's the case. In this case, Hamas was a religiously radical group meant to dismantle the secular Palestinian liberation movement. Yes, exactly. Okay. Then that makes sense then. I believe that. Because remember, it's all about misinformation and gaslighting nowadays, right? And if that's the case, then it makes it all make sense. Alright guys, we're at another settlement here. You know what we gotta do. Get the items and equipment, get the crafting. See. Also, at any rate, Hamas has nothing to do with U.S. politics, and frankly, there's no reason we should care what goes on there one way or another, except the Israeli side has a stranglehold on the U.S. Again, is what all the Epstein stuff is about: blackmailing U.S. politicians, catering to Israel, and writing pro-Israeli politics. Ah, that makes sense. I wonder what they have as far as I wonder what they have as far as dirt. Let's see, D-Chat says that Israel has connections to the Anglo elites and has a whole list of corrupt politicians, actors and actresses, music artists, scientists, industrialists, etc. Oh yeah? There's gotta be a way to break that system. See. And in Russia, they control through their agents and organized crime and remnants of the old Soviet system from back during the times of Lenin, and in turn they churn through there over most of the post-Soviet world, and have invested heavily in China, who is now taking over Africa. And basically, Israel might now, by default, control the whole world. Remember Kissinger and the boatload of GOP neocons and supported opening up by neocons supported opening up China and allowing them to spy to become the next big enemy along with Russia. Feels like a lot of this stuff we're talking about nowadays is mumbo jumbo, because what you're talking about sounds like a much bigger issue. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about it. I mean, I know why they wouldn't talk about it. You think they would allow the media to actually cover what they do? You know, the age of journalists is over. There's no more journalists anymore. Not really. I mean, they have people in the news, don't get me wrong. But, like, if they actually had people actually writing real news, real journalism, this would be everywhere. Hollywood, I know Hollywood is a place for propaganda. They don't do movies anymore. I mean, we think that they're movies. You watch a movie, you're like, oh yeah, this is a movie. No, it's propaganda. There's almost always a reason. That's why they push so much LGBT stuff in movies the last couple of years, because they're trying to push that propaganda. Do you think... okay, so Israel, isn't that where they have all the pedos too in charge? I know I'm not supposed to say that, okay? I know. Give me a break. Isn't Israel where they have all the pedos that are in charge? Like, isn't Israel pregnant with
Can you
pedos?
see them, sir? Good riddance.
Okay, we're gonna get some water now. lot of it, yes. In fact, a lot of people caught in Western countries for that move there to evade the law. It's all making sense now. So basically, what I'm hearing is that Israel... Okay, so there was this thing called the G7 Summit. You guys may not have heard of it. If you did, congratulations, you're on top of the game. So the G7 Summit was about how the global elite were trying to prepare the world. And there was an entire pamphlet on trying to match up one adult with one child for the purpose of relations, is the way we're going to put it. It's sexual, obviously. And they were trying to line up adults with children for, like, it's like Tinder, except it's mainly physical stuff, and it's only in bed with no clothes on. That's, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to say here, but I'm not trying to, I don't want to say it because, again, it's YouTube, and YouTube's going to bitch about it. Look, basically they're trying to get adults to fuck kids. There we go. And this was apparently being pushed in 2020, 2024. That's why a lot of lawmakers are making the whole... That's why age consent became a thing. That is why age consent became a thing. That's why they started lowering the age consent everywhere. So now, Alabama, 12. I know it's gross, but I'm not the lawmakers who made this. I'm just letting you know what happened, okay? And I have noticed a surge of normalization of pedos in the United States. I be calling them out all the time. I'm grossed out by it, and nobody agrees with me. Everybody's like, "Oh, they're close enough to being an adult, therefore it's okay." Oh, it's legal. You're allowed to clap 12-year-olds in Alabama. Like the law becomes the excuse. And what shocks me is that you have the whole internet calling out pedos, and yet somehow everyone's a fucking pedo now. Like, I feel alone in this world. It's like I'm the only one who seems to hate him anymore. It's weird because you also have predator catchers, predator poachers, creep catchers, EDP Watch, Chris Hansen, JD Delay. A lot of people that still say that they're horrible, evil people. Although for a lot of these channels, it's more like a showboating thing because they don't really actually hate them. It's just, I guess, I don't know what's going on. I really don't, because the amount of people in their group, the amount of people within their own subcounts that are sickos is also hilarious. And I sometimes wonder, I'll read your comments in a second too, I promise. But I sometimes wonder if Israel is in charge, then they're the ones who control this. They're the ones who made the G7 Summit. And the G7 Summit wanted to normalize pedos enough for every adult to have a child for that purpose. Which, it's like you own your own little sex thing. It's fucking gross. But, like, if that's the case, well, it's working. There are more predators in America than there's ever been before in the entirety of its history. In fact, you cannot go 11 feet without seeing one, hearing about one, or debating that it's wrong with one. 11 feet. They're fucking everywhere. The last people you would expect to. It's almost like this entire culture from that part of the world. Middle East is known for pedophilia. It's the only thing they're known for. Besides, you know, Allahu Akbar in the bus! Besides that, they're mainly known for pedophilia. Like, as low as 6. They think that's normal over there. Okay. I could go in the detail of all the ways that that's wrong. But now I'm starting to see a pattern here. What D-Chat is describing in the chat, and then I'm reading aloud from his comments. It's like, Epstein. How does Epstein get away with what he did? If you knew it was in the Epstein files, how do you get away with the horrible? Like, these are worse than most. This is worse than the Holocaust. The Epstein files are worse than the Holocaust. I guarantee it. How do you get away with it? By normalizing it so that everyone is that. But so that by the time it comes out, no one's going to care anymore. That's why they haven't released them. And that's why the world's slowly becoming overwhelmed with these things. After a while, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you'll be able to do about it. You'll either be left behind and you will die in the old world, or you will adapt to the new one. And in order to adapt to the new one, you have to be one of them. In fact, it's kind of funny. These troll groups we're dealing with, the same kinds of sickos, they like to recruit people. They say, you're going to be one of us, or we're going to destroy you. And that's what always happens. It's like assimilation. They blend into your society, they become part of you, and then they slowly become something far more terrifying. And what I find interesting is that somehow all of it fits. We are witnessing the evolution of not only our country, but the entire world. And it's going to get a lot worse. I know it is, because I already know what's coming. I've read the W7s of the G7 summit. I wish I didn't know so much of this shit. Yeah, I agree. Franklin cover-up, conspiracy of silence, Epstein, MK Ultra experiments, the Finders cult, the Temple of Set too, and the Delta Project and the underground tunnels and various daycares, churches, etc. Oh, and of course the Catholic Church too. Let's not forget the Vatican. You ever wonder why the Vatican got away with what they did to those boys? Now you know. If you don't know, you're not following along. Whole world's fucked up right now. I think that is the dark, disgusting reality, is that the whole world is fucked up. And there's not much we can really do about it. Alright, I guess we don't have any food here. But I guess you could put up a beacon. Alright. The charter school, Wilson Atomic Toys Factory, Quincy Quarries. Can't really. Oh no. How long have we been streaming for? I might want to go watch some YouTube or something tonight. 2.5 hours. Alright. So. Winner. Winner.
Here you are, sir.
Thank you. Oh, we might as well take this opportunity. I made a new custom design merch shop item. It's called the Winter Wastelanders Tee. It's basically Winter from this playthrough with her little ratty dressed scarf. What do you want to show them?
What can I do for you? Let's take a look at what you've got.
Let's show them what you would look like in the actual. She looks like this, but it's cartoonified, and it's got a little background. It says her name behind it. It's kind of stylized. We're selling those t-shirts on our merch shop if you want to get one. I might make one for all the characters except for Michael because, well, obviously that would be, well, maybe Mikey. And then Fred. Mikey and Fred are the two we might have problems with. Look, man, I'm just being real, okay? Those two we might have problems with. I don't really think so because you call him Fred Willis, then you're like, it's not Deadpool, it's Fred Willis. What are you talking about? LOL, she looks like someone from a Del Toro film. The way she's been behaving in this playthrough, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If you guys want to get that winter shirt, it's available now in my merch shop. It's like, anyways, it's available now, and it's a cool shirt. I'm gonna get one for winter at some point. I might start sporting that shirt, right? There's also the winter's beanie, the Tibbs TV logo T-shirt. I'm gonna start making more custom designs, but for right now, that's what we have. We're starting off slow. You can also become a member. I don't talk about it much because, and I really should be promoting it more during my streams. But if you want to become a member of the channel, there's 5 tiers. I removed the $500 one. That was more of a joke than anything else. Don't expect anyone to actually pay $500 a month. Wow, that's entitlement. But it was a joke. Like, why not have fun with that, right? But there's 5 tiers: $1, $3, $5, $10, and $25. If you guys like to become a member, get all kinds of cool little perks. Use the emoji for a channel. And plus, you know, you'll get priority reply to comments. I only reply to moderators, and I only reply to members. That's what we're doing now. That's what it's been. Unless, of course, somebody says something that's worth a response, which is rare. Because, you know, let's be honest, there's a lot of people come in here, a lot of people say hi, and, you know, if you want priority to reply to comments, get the $1 tier or above. That's how we do that. We're done with this playthrough for today. I'm done for the night. But tomorrow, when we get on here, we're going to start doing Far Harbor. I know some of you have been excited for that because it's fun. It's a whole new world, right? So we're going to do that starting tomorrow. D-Chat says, "Oh, she looks like someone from a Del Toro film, how she's dressed." I know, right? She just knows how to have some style. But tomorrow we'll start Far Harbor. That is the plan for tomorrow. And then we'll go from there. So, you know, funny the looks she's giving you there. I know, right? Winter's amazing. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out. Adios.